How's it going? Pastor Andrew coming at you with another thought of the week. One of the big things that we crave in our life is normalcy. Yeah, this idea of going back to normal. And for us here in Kansas City, tonight is the first Chiefs game against the Houston Texans. And for us, football's kind of been a big deal for the last 1 or 2 years in Kansas City with Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce and having a really solid squad. But sports is one of those things that in our culture today we cling to. It's one of the things that we identify with. Whatever sport it might be, whether it's baseball or football or basketball, hockey, tennis, golf, whatever it might be. Usually team sports, though, we identify with that team. But it's such a normal part of our society. And over the last several months, normal is something that we've had anything but of. And so, for me, I'm excited for football. I do very much enjoy football, but I think one of the big things that, for me, I'm excited about is we will get a sense of normalcy. When we talk about normalcy, why do we cling to that? And I think it boils down to one of the most important things that we as humans crave, and that's safety and security. We like and we crave the feeling of knowing that one, we're safe, and two, that we're secure. And when we have things like sports, it gives us a sense of normal. It gives us a sense that everything is fine. It's going to be a little different, though, watching football this year at Arrowhead, where there's only 20% capacity. It's going to be considerably quieter than normal. But again, it goes back to normalcy. We talk about normalcy in our Christian life. What does that look like? I think a lot of times the idea of being normal in our Christian life is just kind of doing the status quo. The getting up, praying, going to church on Sunday morning, going and attending a Bible study, youth group one time a week, whatever it might be, and that's kind of our thing. But oftentimes when we're in this sense of normalcy, are we allowing ourselves to grow? Over the last several months, this whole COVID thing, whether it's something that you agree with, whether it's something that that we blew out of proportion, whether it's something that hasn't been blown out of proportion, whatever side you are on. I think we can all agree, though, that over the course of several months, we've been reminded of what makes America so amazing and so great. And that's our ability to adapt and overcome any challenge that's been thrown at us. Oftentimes, it's when things aren't normal is when we grow the most. And our Christian life is the same way. We have to get out of that rut. We have to get out of that status quo, if you will, to grow, to get better, to get stronger in our faith. It's during the hard times that we oftentimes grow the most. When we're challenged by God and we accept that challenge, yeah, it's going to be a painful process. But in the end, we're going to grow. We're going to be a stronger Christian. So my thought for the week is, Christians, how are we combating this sense of complacency and this sense of normalcy? How are we allowing God to challenge us, to shape us, and make us ultimately a better Christian, to be a better follower? I challenge you this week to do that, to find a way to get out of that rut. Maybe it's talking to that coworker about your faith that you've been nervous about, or inviting a friend from school to church, or just simply being a nicer person. I think that's another thing that's been considered normal in our culture, is being mean to one another, tearing each other down. Step out of our comfort zone. Take care of people. Reach out to people. Call or text a family friend. Check in on people. Ask people, hey, how can I be praying for you this week? Spending more time in God's Word. Again, break that kind of that cast that we put ourselves in spiritually and allow ourselves to grow and flourish. It's amazing to see that what God can do for us, and it's amazing to see what God can do with us and all the potential that we have built up when we're demonstrating that and we're challenging ourselves and not just allowing ourselves to be in that rut. Have a good week.